you go ahead and mute your mics for me, that would be absolutely great. It is great to have you along on this Sunday afternoon. Once again, I am going to be talking to you today about how to do home parties. My strategies with home parties in both my former business and the business of Jeunesse have proven to breed success. And when you bring in the home parties into your business, you are definitely going to see your business grow at a rate that is just going to be absolutely phenomenal. Home parties are really the basis of what grows a business, especially in network marketing. So you can't just sit back and operate your business on Facebook or social media. It takes a couple of different elements. You need to be a social person, getting out of your house, stepping out of your comfort zone and talking to people that way. You also need to, again, use social media. Social media is a great tool, but it doesn't do all your business. Once you have your warm market and your cold market, you have a warm market and a cold market, and once you've exhausted your warm market, that is really when getting out and being more social and cold calling on people really helps. But home parties are really the basis of what builds a good home-based business. I love doing home parties with Jeunesse so far. I've had 3 in the last couple of weeks, and I am super excited for everything that I have booked coming up. Having these parties has actually caused me to jump to executive within the first 10 days of my business really taking off. And actually, we didn't really have product when we got started with this business. So my team, our team, has really boosted the business with the home-based parties. And I'm going to show you how we do home-based parties. It's proven to be effective. We have made it so it is absolutely duplicatable, which is less intimidating to anybody that is coming to your parties and is considering joining you on this adventure and joining you in a home-based business. There's a lot of stigma to it, so we have made it simple and easy for you to share and made it absolutely comfortable. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen for you real quick, and I am going to go ahead and bring up my presentation that I've put together for you. Pull this up, and I'm hoping that you can all see it. Let me see here. Sherry, could you go ahead and unmute your mic and just let me know whether or not you're actually seeing the presentation coming up on the screen?
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Okay, great. So your full screen is of the presentation, am I correct?
Yes. Welcome to Jeunesse Member Training.
Great. So welcome to the Jeunesse Member Training, and this is really about home-based parties, and I really appreciate your help, Sherry, with this. So we're going to talk about getting started today. We'll go ahead and have you mute your microphone again until after we get done, and then we'll get you started on asking questions. We're going to talk about getting started right. First, when you sign up with Jeunesse, you are going to want to book your own 2-minute miracle party. That's what we're calling them, is the 2-minute miracle party, and you're going to want to book that as soon as possible, within the first 7 days. The reason for this is we want to get those new members started with their business while they are excited about the business and the prospect that they have to really bring wealth into their life and really have a plan with their life. So again, we want to book that party within the first 7 days. You can call it your 2-minute miracle party or whatever you'd like to call it. You want to establish your goals. Start using the Jeunesse team training and use the tools that are laid out for you by your team and your leaders. You want to learn the exposure system, the calls, brochures, etc. The company has laid out some amazing, amazing tools for you to use. Also, you want to attend local team events and parties. So every time that you know that there's an event or a party, you really want to try and get involved with that. That is part of being out, getting social, being really involved with other people, even if they are not on your team. Work with those people because you're going to pick up things, you're going to learn things. I always learn something new, and I try and attend every party I possibly can. As well as a leader attends parties for those that they've enrolled to help get them launched. So that's where, you know, booking the party in the first 7 days, sit down with those guests and your calendar and get those parties booked. And of course, I skipped ahead on accident here, but making sure you get those goals laid out and share them with your prospects and your new members. You want to get familiar with your back office. You want to log into your back office via the website. Of course, you see the website listed up there. This is what it will look like when you get there. You can also use your personal web address to log into your back office. You'll just click login in the back corner. And you can go in and get familiar. There's nothing you're going to hurt in the back office, but you do want to know it prior to having your party. The reason for this is you want to know where you go to sign up people, sign up customers, where you get those tools that are important, such as member forms, customer forms, anything like that that's going to be important to your home-based party. And that is going to be super important, and I'll explain why in just a moment. Of course, parties are essential in growing a successful business with Jeunesse. They're what's going to get you to executive after you start and on the road to diamond. That diamond is so important. So all those rankings that you go up, the more parties you have, the more success you're going to have. And that's where home parties really come into play here. Now, you want to prepare for your party by getting your guest list together. Of course, you're going to invite everyone that you know. Your friends and your family are your warm market. Those are the ones that are closest to you. You're going to tell your guests to bring guests. When you invite 40 to 50 people, you can really realistically expect about 10 to 15 people, maybe more. And I need you to remember something very important. Please remember that children should not be invited to these parties. There should be no children present at parties. They tend to be a distraction for your guests that might be trying to pay attention to you and what is going on in the room, as well as anybody that is presenting at your party. If you have a leader coming to present at your house, children can be very distracting for that. I know this personally from doing home parties, that as a leader and as somebody who presents quite frequently, that a child can be a distraction. And you have several children, it's really a distraction. And of course, we just don't want that distraction. We want everybody focused on what's going on. We love our kids, but not at home parties. Pick up the phone and call your guests. This is really important. Hearing from you personally really makes it a warm invite. It means that it's important to you. It shows that you're passionate about what you're about to do. So you're going to pick up the phone and you're going to call your guests personally. You don't want to just send out the invite via social media, because you're more likely to have a better turnout when you have a personal interaction with the person on the other line or the person that you're meeting face to face. So really make sure that you are speaking to the individuals that you're invited to your party so that they can hear the passion in your voice about what they're about to experience when they come to your party. Of course, you're going to have a script ready of what you're going to say to your potential guests, okay? It's something simple, you know, something like, hey, Becky, you know, I'm calling to invite you to a 2-minute miracle party. And, of course, she's going to say, well, what's a 2-minute miracle party? And you're going to respond with, it's a party where we sample a product that's absolutely amazing. It's going to help to turn back time on our faces. You know, it's absolutely amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's free. If it's a really close friend that you're inviting or a family member, you know, you might throw in a little humor, tease them a little bit. You know, we definitely could use, you know, with our family genes, a little bit of turning back the clock and helping to slow down the aging. And, of course, they're going to ask you, what is this miracle product? And you just say, you'll see when you get here. Can I count on you to be here? When you use the language, can I count on you to be here? It shows that it is super important. It really makes it harder for them to say no. So, you know, you want to let them know that you're counting on them for the success of your party and that they're an important part of your party. That is going to be super important. It's choosing the language that you choose to use when inviting your guests and having a personal interaction with them. Again, you don't want to give out too much information about the product at the time. You want to keep it short and sweet, because I'm telling you, they are going to be so excited once they come to your house and they're experiencing what the 2-minute miracle is all about. And of course, I've based my parties with Jeunesse on the Instantly Ageless. So here's some things that you're going to need for your party. And like I said, this has been proven for us over the last couple of weeks. We have not had anyone walk out the door that has not become a member or purchased any product. We have not let that happen. So things that you're going to need for your party is, first off, plenty of Jeunesse Instantly Ageless. Prepare for that. We are on back order. So if you have not had your party yet and you have no product, you want to make sure you get on that right now. Of course, you know, you want to have whatever product you're sampling. You want to have mirrors. You want to have something to fan the Instantly Ageless with, because of course we go through that 2-minute drying process that you know, that really speeds it up and gives people the opportunity to have instant gratification. You want to have proper lighting. With proper lighting, if your lighting is too dim, it will be harder to see your results. If it's too bright, it will totally bleed out the picture. So you really want to make sure that the lighting is good. Test it before your guests get there. You want to have any company literature. That's really important. Now, in your sign-up kit, you should have received some amazing literature. Have this laid out for your guests to view. Lay your package out for the guests to view. I find this to be something that people have taken an interest in as they have looked through my display at parties and flipped through the book and flip through all the brochures that are there. So this is really a great way to make sure that you're engaging them with the literature, is having it laid out where it's free for them to read when maybe they're not in the middle of their challenge. You want to have your laptop or tablet. This is going to be used to sign your new members. That will come in play a little bit more in just a few minutes, but having that accessible with an internet connection allows you to sign them up right then and there. Okay, so it doesn't let them get out the door and get a chance to think about it. You want to be able to sign them up right there. So having a computer and your tablets there are very, very important. If you don't have the access to the internet, you want to have those new member and preferred customer forms. Those are blank forms that you get all the information required to become a member. You can find those forms in your back office. Again, getting to know your back office is really to find those forms. Of course, TV for a video presentation if needed. Also, if you have a smart TV, this was amazing. The first 2 days that we did, we actually had videos rolling from YouTube during the entire party that you could actually watch people having results on the screen while we're over doing the 1 Eye Challenge. It gives them something to watch while they're drinking their wine or having a snack or chatting with guests. They all stand there in amazement of what they're seeing. I like the video that's about 14 minutes long. It runs a really great amount of time, and I can always refresh it. And if you have smart TV, it will automatically run through several of those videos, so it keeps something visual. Of course, just a few beverages and snacks. We've been having fun with wine. So wine, women, and anything that turns back time on our faces seems to be a good combination. So we suggest having something for everybody. You're going to have those that want wine. Maybe there's those that don't drink, so you might want to have just some other non-alcoholic beverages. It doesn't have to be a lot, and you certainly don't want to put out a buffet of food. Keep it simple and duplicatable by using just maybe a plate of cookies and a little tray of cheese and crackers or something like that. It does not have to be a big buffet. Also, you want to have some upbeat and current music, and you want to have the volume up enough to create a party and social atmosphere. You want to make it so not necessarily that they can't hear it, that it's too quiet, but that it's up just enough to make it so that, it feels like a fun room, that, maybe they have to talk a little bit louder, not to where it's like in a club, but just enough to create a nice social atmosphere. So having that upbeat music is really, really important. Again, keeping your party simple and duplicatable is the key here. If you do anything too elaborate, people tend to shy away from that. They won't be interested in trying to get involved with Jeunesse, and we want them to see how simple it is to have a home party. So the day of the party, of course, you're going to touch bases with all of your invited guests and remind them of the party. Make sure you have all your items listed on the previous slide, and make sure you have enough seating. But if you don't have enough seating as your party begins, it is really okay, because standing room only is a sign of a great party and the success you're about to have in your business. Launch parties are absolutely fantastic. Those are home-based parties as well, where you're just launching your new members, and we want them to be excited, so we try and invite as many members and guests as we possibly can. And if you are a member attending somebody else's party, make sure that you bring your own product. That is really important. Also, if you're going to have a leader come and do your presentation, make sure that you touch bases with your leader. Ask them what they need. We want the leaders to come in and help you feel comfortable with what is going on at your party and really help you have success. They have the insight to the business and the product, so that really helps somebody who's new and just getting started. Again, make sure you have your children and pets out of sight. There should not be any children at this party. If you have your mic on and you're in the Hangout, could you please go ahead and turn your microphone off? Just mute yourself for a little bit. I appreciate it. Again, during the party, you want to turn the ringers on your house phone off, any ringers that you have on your house phones. We want to make sure that we're not distracted at the party. If your friends are trying to get there, they'll definitely text you. I'm sure you'll have your cell phone in your pocket. Also, you want to test out your hookup. and your presentation, and make sure it is ready to go prior to the party. Now, this is really important because you don't want one of those, faux pas to happen where you get up there and you're getting ready to present, and maybe you're going to put the video in, or you're going to start the video, but your connection isn't working. So you want to make sure that you have that all set up. Do a dry run of the presentation if you feel comfortable enough to speak and give your own presentation. That is really important. So you want to make sure that you are comfortable with what you're getting ready to say. Have it planned. Again, you want to have the upbeat music playing as your guests arrive, and we want you to take a deep breath and have a great time. We want you to show excitement for your business and your product. That is absolutely huge. The excitement that you show will breed excitement for your guests, and they will want that. They're going to feel that passion. Whatever you're putting off, your body language, your sound of your voice, whatever you're saying and doing, we want your guests to be excited by that and by your passion for your product and your business. So we're going to tell you what happens at the party. Now, again, we want your party to be simple and duplicatable. So we want you to greet your guests as they arrive, and we want you to offer them a beverage or, a place to put their coat, whatever the case may be. But just make them feel welcome in your home or whoever's home that you're in. You might be answering the door. If you have a leader that's coming to your house, make sure that you are introducing your guests to that leader in your house, giving them a little bit of edification, and making sure that everybody knows how great it is to have them there and how exciting it's going to be to listen to what they have to say after. Of course, the person presenting should be learning about the guests, so the leader should show up at least a half hour before the party begins. That's to discuss with the member anything that they would prefer, and then also for the leader to stand there and socialize with the guests. Now, your leaders, or as leaders, should be speaking with the guests and finding out the things that are important to them. Maybe what they do. Maybe they're a teacher, or maybe they have 4 kids like myself. Something that's important, because later on, if your leader is the one that is giving your presentation, they will be able to tailor that presentation to them. Okay, so maybe you're in the middle of talking about the Jeunesse and you, or the Luminesse product line, and you might be saying, well, Carrie, you mentioned to me that it's really important for you in your job because as a television broadcaster, you need to look as young as you possibly can. So, for you, something like our serum may be the product of choice for you. It's something that's long term. So this way you've addressed that person personally. So leaders, I can't stress enough to you. Anybody that, if you've enrolled somebody, you're a leader, okay? Plain and simply put. I can't stress enough to you how important it is to make sure that you are there to help those new members get started and to help those guests and figure out what their needs are so that you can address them personally, because personal interaction is really a key to your presentation. You're going to prep them for the 1 2-minute miracle challenge by taking before and after pictures, okay? So make sure the lighting is right. Again, make sure you take good pictures that shows where their trouble spots are, because they're going to want to see this and you're going to want them to see the difference. That's super important. You're going to do the challenge. You're going to be sure to use the product properly and talk your guests through it by describing what you're doing as well as the product. Describe the product. So that's where you need to get familiar with your products. Be sure to describe the product and how to apply it properly. And it's never a bad idea to set a timer so that they can see really it does take place in 2 minutes. So maybe as you're describing it, you might be standing there saying, so what we're doing now is we're just lightly putting a little bit of the Instantly Ageless on your ring finger because it's the finger that gives you the most delicate touch. The skin under your eye is the most delicate skin on your face. So you really want to have a nice light touch and let it dry, let it still remain wet to about 20%. So about 20% wet, we're going to fan it for 2 minutes. Really talk them through it like that. I make sure that I do that with all my guests. Make sure that you know the proper use of the product, and if you don't, talk to your leaders. Then again, take an after photo. Compare the before and after photo side by side, because the minute they see that and they realize what just happened, they are going to be absolutely blown away. I've heard many curse words come out of people's mouths with the minute they look in the mirror or the minute they get a look at those side by sides. It's always a holy something or other. So there are great apps for your phones that you can do this. You can get those apps for free. As you can see on the bottom corner of this image, you'll see that that's a It's a side-by-side image that was used on a phone application. So super easy to get it for free, easy to use. If you don't know how to use it, get a teenager because they definitely know how to use it. Move on to each guest and repeat. Of course, send each guest the results as soon as you possibly can on their smartphones immediately, and I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. You want to prep your guests for the presentation that's about to happen by refreshing their drinks, making sure they're comfortable, and make sure they have their smartphones on them. That's going to be really important, and I'm going to explain to you why as well. Make sure they have those images and their smartphones. So those are the two most important things after the challenge to make sure that everybody has. This is why it's always a great idea to have a couple of members from your downline or your upline at your parties. And the reason for this, again, is the more people that you have to help, the smoother your party goes. Again, simple and duplicatable. Here's the thing. This is why you want your guests to have their smartphones and their pictures. Once you've got them comfortable, or whatever the environment is that you're possibly presenting in, you want to start posting immediately on social media resources, such as Facebook, with your results and your pictures. So as you have your guests sit down and we have them start getting out their phones, you want to have them type in something sort of like this, or just like this. Oh my God, you've got to see this amazing product. It's a 2-minute miracle. And then have them add their picture to that. Once they've done that, ask them to put their phone away for a little bit. Make sure their phones are, tucked to the side, that they're not answering. Please ask them to just set it aside for a little bit. You just need a few moments of their time. This is a really important key to building your business, okay? I was very fortunate to learn this from leaders that have used this strategy, and this is absolutely one of the best strategies that you can possibly use, is getting them posting on Facebook right away. Again, let them leave it for just a little bit, and I will explain why in just a moment. Now, you as the leader or the host or as the presenter are going to want to share the following status or one just like it. Amazing. I love seeing so many people having amazing results in just 2 minutes, okay? Something simple. You don't need diarrhea of the mouth. You just need to go ahead and put something simple in your status, okay? You'll also want to post pictures from the party that's taking place. And maybe ask somebody, this is where teenagers do come in handy, by the way. If you have a teenager in the house, maybe ask them to just play your photographer and promise them $10 later or something. But, have them take pictures so that this way you can get some good pictures posted at the same time, so that people in the social media world are seeing your amazing results from your home parties, okay? They're going to see this, they're going to want to have fun, so anybody that's a potential customer or a potential member will see how fun this is and the amazing results, and they're going to want to jump right in on this, okay? So here's the thing, the presentation is always one of the most important parts of your home party. Okay, I do a lot of presentations. Just so you know, a little bit about my background is actually that I have been a DJ and MC in both radio and clubs. I still do a live broadcast every Sunday, and radio has allowed me to, well, I should say, my occupation for almost 22 years has allowed me to gain the comfort to speak comfortably. Not everybody speaks as comfortably as I do in front of a crowd. As a matter of fact, I speak more comfortably on a microphone or in front of people than I do one-on-one with most people. So this is something that I've had to overcome. But as somebody who does a lot of presentations, you really want to feel comfortable with what you're about to say. After you've done the challenge, you're going to want to move on to the presentation. This can be done in a few different ways, but done in a way that you don't lose your guest interest. Now, the key is determining how to do that. Now, it's a very casual party. And your guests are, have been there for a while. You've got to kind of determine, do you see business-minded people? Are they going to sit through a long presentation regarding the business? How am I going to build this team and keep their interest at the same time? How am I going to gain new customers and keep their interest at the same time? It can be done in several different ways. Of course, down at the bottom on the right-hand side, you see a picture of our fearless leader, Chloe. I hope I said that right again because I always get it up, but we call him Primo. He came out to my house and gave a presentation, talked about what he loves about this business. He's very, very comfortable standing up in front of people and talking. So he's an amazing leader. This is what we want. We want to go in and have a good presentation like this when you can. This is one way of sitting everybody down with a glass of wine, focusing on what's going on in the room. You're making sure that you're focused on that speaker and using your body language as you're watching your leaders present. And so anybody who's in or at the party that's already a member is going to want to make sure, again, body language is going to be important. You're going to be watching the leader who's presenting or the host that's presenting this party and paying very close attention, not carrying on side conversations and not with your face buried in your phone. So if you're comfortable with public speaking and you plan to do the presentation yourself, it shouldn't be very long. It should be tailored to your guest interests, of course, which you should have inquired about at the beginning of the party. Let your personality shine through, add a little humor. Self-deprecation always seems to be a good way to show you're just like everyone else in the room and that we all have flaws, but that you strive for something better. Make sure that that comes across. So I did a party last night where we didn't have the atmosphere that you see down at the bottom. It was several women. It was very casual and comfortable. We were all standing around the room, and it was a great time for me to give a presentation without anybody realizing I just gave a presentation. I literally stood there and talked about our other products in the kitchen, talking about how amazing the business is and how they would be crazy if they wanted the product wholesale to become a member. Because that was going to be the way to do it, because you never know that even if somebody doesn't want that business, that one person that wants that wholesale, they're going to have people asking what they're going to do, and it's going to turn into a business. And I can tell you that just about everybody that I present to leaves as a member. So since you have done the IA challenge, you've already described the product, and you're sharing about the Luminous product line, particularly the cellular rejuvenation serum is a great one to follow up with. You just give the key points about this product. Make sure that you mention that Jeunesse has many other great products for many different needs. Touch on these points quickly, and as you close, be sure to mention the customer program as well as the benefits of becoming a member. You can touch on these points without being pushy and scaring your guests away. Again, if you're in the Hangout, if you could do me a favor, just make sure that you have your microphones muted, and we're almost done with this part of the presentation. And then we'll open up for questioning. If you're not comfortable presenting, there's not a problem with that. Many people aren't comfortable. Many people don't like to hear themselves talk. Not like me. I don't mind it. But, not everybody is comfortable in that situation. So just so you know, there's an amazing video that Jeunesse has made it easier for you to share and present at your parties. A live presentation is not for everyone, and sometimes it's not going to be for you. So if you don't feel comfortable, make sure you find the secret of Jeunesse. This video can be found in your back office as well as on YouTube, and it's about 15 minutes long. Now you're going to want to make sure that you have your computer hooked up to your TV, and if you don't have a smart TV, and if you're unable to hook your TV up to your computer, just simply use your computer. But you do want to make sure that they get some kind of presentation, especially if you're not comfortable with it. You want to make sure that you introduce the video and add a closing at the end of it. Make sure that you applaud the video, that you use body language as you're watching the video. If you see something that, sounds really good, maybe you're nodding your head, maybe you're smiling, or maybe you're just like, even if you've seen this video 100 times, you make sure you edify this video. It's going to be very important. Same with this if you're listening to a live speaker, okay? A live person, and you want to do the same thing. You're edifying them with your body language, nodding your head, really paying attention to what's being said. So using that key body language is very important. Make sure you don't have your face, again, buried in a phone or carrying on a side conversation. Now have everyone check their Facebook and see the comments from others from that status update that they posted earlier, because I can guarantee you that if people have not seen this product and your friends or your guests are posting these images from this party, they're going to have questions. And not only will they have questions, it will continue for a very long time. It will generate more interest in the business. And you may leave with members just because somebody commented on how amazing that photo was. Or maybe 10 people commented on how they can get this product, and then all of a sudden your guest realizes, oh my gosh, there's an opportunity here. If I had these 10 people that are interested, and I was interested in this product, and I had amazing results, these could be amazing members. So you want to make sure that they check their Facebook immediately. We don't want to take a long time doing that. Just acknowledge the fact that, say, hey, so how many of you have checked your Facebook and have comments on your photos? Awesome, great. So maybe we should talk about the business opportunity. During your presentation, if you are doing it live, you do need to touch on that business opportunity. We have a great plan, a great comp plan. We have an amazing comp plan. This business is absolutely amazing, and people need to know this, but you don't have to dwell on it, because I'll tell you what, if you don't keep people interested, you're going to lose them. So not drilling it and being pushy about the business into their head is going to be really key, because how many of us have been to parties like this where it's been so pushy and so driven, business driven, have an amazing product and relate to the product, which then brings the business interest into it, because we really do have that opportunity. And I'm finding that that strategy is working well for me, as well as many others on my team. So I hope you all implore that. Be knowledgeable about the business. And if you're not, again, this is where your leaders come into play. This is where your leaders will stand there and help you talk about the business just a little bit more. And it could be so much as engaging in it, just as engaging in conversation about the business with somebody who just had amazing results. They're considered, they want to buy the product. One of the things that I like to do is make sure that, you know, at this time I'm taking all questions. When the presentation is finished, immediately I have somebody turn on the music, or I turn it on. The presenter or the host and the other members in the room immediately get each person at the party the appropriate forms they need, or they get to a computer. They make sure they help the guest get that product, or make sure they know how they can get that product wholesale, because they might not have been interested in the business part of it before they got there. But I can tell you, when you tell them how to get it wholesale, they're going to become interested in that business. Then they might say, well, I don't have time to work it. Well, you know what? You may not have time to work it. So we're going to fill the forms out for you. We're going to get you signed up. But let me tell you, by the time you get back to work on Monday and people ask you what you did this weekend, you're going to say, I went to this amazing party. We used this product. It just like, oh my gosh, it made me look 10 years younger. Look, I'm wearing it today. And guess what's going to happen? When you talk to people like that, as you're filling out these forms, it quickly goes from being a customer to a member. And those members quickly go from being members who just wanted to have something on the side that they could get wholesale to being a business partner. Okay, I've had this happen several times. So that is super important. So you're going to have those that are going to say, sign me up right away as a member, because I want the business aspect. I want to do what you're doing, Dawn. You've got 4 kids. You get to stay home. You get to pick and choose when you want to go be a DJ. You know, I want to do that. I've seen you have success with your business. You're going to have those, and then you're going to have those that didn't really want the business when they got there. Maybe they didn't really want the business when they were done, but when they realize the wholesale aspect of it and what they're going to be sharing with their friends, they are going to want that business. So you're going to fill the form out for them. Don't give them the chance to fill it out. Fill it out for them. It's more inviting. It gets you filling out the forms in the proper way, and you're getting all that information. So making sure that you're getting it completely filled out before they leave. Immediately following, you're going to get those forms entered into the system if you didn't do it through a computer. And even if you're at the computer, you do that yourself for your guests. You know, as a leader, you know, take charge. Make sure that you're doing it for them. You know, help them out. Don't make them go through the process on your own, because anyone who's signed up as a member is going to need immediate attention. And they're going to want to get started on achieving executive, especially those ones who really have the vision. Or maybe they didn't see the vision when they got there, but they left with that vision. We want to get them started on achieving executive, because executive is the first foundation that you're going to lay out for your growing business, so that you're hitting diamond in a timely manner, or you're hitting, you know, you're going to shoot for the small ones first. You're going to hit executive, you're going to hit jade, you're going to hit pearl and sapphire, and so on and so on. And we're offering some great incentives. So we want to get them started. Again, we want to get those parties booked within 7 days of signing them up. That's the date for their launch party, and you as a leader, as a person who is signing them up as their sponsor, should be there to launch their business. Again, this is duplicated easily, and if you follow these steps, I can assure you you're going to have success. So I just want to give you a couple of tips real quick. Good members are going to practice good business. You're going to follow up with your customers. You're going to remind them of their upcoming auto ships, because we tend to forget about our customers. Especially in this business, we're so focused on our members. Don't forget about your customers. Follow up on their progress. See if they have any questions or concerns. At this time, they might be interested. If they only became a customer, you know, maybe they want the business. Maybe now they want it. So following up is super important. Also, if they were just ones that wanted it wholesale and bought the membership and they're not working it as a business, they've now seen the opportunity, because people are asking them why they look so amazing. You're going to invite them to continuously be a part of your business by asking them to share the results. And this can be done in so many ways. You know, they can put a testimonial online for you. They can come speak at a party. Really just making sure that, you know, you keep them engaged. Be honest with everyone you meet. Don't make things up just to get your customers or your members. Be really forthcoming, because if you don't have an answer to a question and you give them the wrong answer, they're going to be mad. So you find the right answer. Ask someone for help. That's what your leaders are for. This is called customer service, and we all complain about it all the time with many different things, products, and companies. And if we don't get good customer service, we don't tend to go back. So your customers will do the same thing if you don't practice good business habits. Make sure you return their phone calls in a timely manner, text messages in a timely manner. Be polite. No matter what the situation is, your customer is always, and I can't tell you how hard that is sometimes, but it is something that you need to practice. Make it a mantra. The customer is always right. Teamwork makes the dream work. The do's and the don'ts of Jeunesse members. The do's: share your Jeunesse with everyone you know. Always have the samples on hand. You never know when you might be who you might be handing one to, because they could be your next superstar. They could be the one that sends you over the top. So make sure you always have samples on hand. Always be excited about Jeunesse. Don't ever say anything negative about your business, your product, or the business itself. When you're excited, your potentials are excited, your excitement's going to sell both business and product. You know, so maybe you're starting off a little slow. Maybe you're not having the success that some people are having. But you know what? If you don't ever put it out when somebody says to you, hey, how's your business? Don't ever reply with, well, it's going slow, I'm not seeing quite the success, you know, whatever. Don't be negative about it. You know, say, you know what, this product is absolutely amazing, and my business is growing every day, and I work my business every day. When you tell people that and they hear how passionate you still are, it does help your business. So again, you have to be patient. Attend as many parties as you can, even if it's another member's launch, with their permission, and bring guests with their permission. Make sure you have product on hand to use for your guests at those parties, and be supportive. You might offer to bring a plate, a bottle of wine, maybe some lemonade, maybe a thing of tea. Bring something to the party. Be a good guest as well. And it always helps to have a few members at any party. Work with anyone and everyone you can from Jeunesse. You can never know too many people. You want to get to know those individuals that are rocking and rolling. Networking is how we learn in this business, and it's great to share our techniques and ideas with other members. I learn something new every day, every single day in this business, in network marketing in general. There is always room for growth, and if you are not open to growth, you won't have success. So be open to learning new things and building your business by learning and taking notes. Again, networking with everybody you possibly can, anybody who you know who is successful. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Be a team player. Help out when and where you can, and attend as many trainings, as many parties, and as many BOMs, as I like to call them, business opportunity meetings, with top producers as you possibly can. Now, as somebody who is new to Jeunesse but loving this business, I am super excited to get to know all of our leaders in this business, because what I'm seeing so far is absolutely amazing. And you want to attend as much as you can, because the more of those that you attend and the more you bring people to it, the more your business grows. I'm just going to give you a couple of don'ts, and then we're almost done with this, so this way I can take some questions. Don't talk publicly or post negative things about Jeunesse. This is only going to reflect bad upon you, and it's going to hurt your business. Please don't ever talk poorly, bad, unfavorable about another Jeunesse business member. This shouldn't even have to be explained. Don't ever purposely try to steal a customer or potential member by bribing them. The great thing to do is, if you know somebody's been working with somebody, you might say, you know what, I'm going to direct you back over to so-and-so. Since you did talk with them first, I want to make sure that I'm doing good business. People are going to respect you. So that means no offering them any deals to sign or order with you over someone else, because that can't be tolerated. It's just bad business for everybody, and it creates friction. Don't promise things that you can't deliver, and don't be dishonest. Once you're dishonest, people are not going to do business with you. And don't make excuses. I can't tell you how important this is. Don't make excuses. If you are so focused on all the reasons that your life is so bad or going wrong at the moment, and you're not looking for the positive, for every negative there is a positive. You're not going to succeed if you're only focusing on those negatives and making excuses. Don't miss your trainings. Don't make excuses to miss trainings. Get on those. Get on those calls. Get with your leaders as soon as you can. You don't want to miss those things.